Here for the Eternal Chapter ceremony. We have 4 brothers to put in here today, and 2 that are going to go in next year, but we lost 2 this week. So we're going to mention them too. And we'll get on with this. I know it's hot out here, and we sure do appreciate you all coming here and doing this with us, because it means a lot to us every year.
Because of you, LT. Because of you.
I have a fan.
Just one.
Just one. That's huge when you're a Marine.
That's one more than last year. Crazy, would you come up and say the grace for us?
Before I get into this, there's one thing I want to say. I have noticed as I get older, as we all get older. You remember when we were younger?
Speak up.
Remember when we were younger, we used to go to a lot of weddings and every once in a while a funeral. And as we get older, we're going to a lot of funerals and not too many weddings. So if anybody's planning on getting married pretty soon, give me a call. Because I'm getting tired of this. Anyway. If you would, please. We take comfort, Lord, saying goodbye to these great men as they transfer to the eternal chapter with you as their president. May they ride with the wind constantly in their faces and huge smiles as they follow you as their road captain for eternity. May they indeed have eternal peace. Amen.
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 For us people, us brothers here at the chapter in Orlando, it's an honor and a privilege to be keepers of this, and it's so nice to see everyone pay their respect each year for their brothers. It's a special place. You come out, it's one place where, well, as of today, we have 91 in here, and you can come out and just take a moment, put your hands in your pockets, look down and reflect, and the memories just come pouring out of them bricks with the names. And that's a good thing. We all need that. As every year, we will let you come up and speak on behalf of the brother and place their brick. First, we have this year is Victor Blue Pimento. He died November 9th, 2017 with the Merrimack Valley chapter. Have anyone here that would like to talk about Victor or knows him?
Coming up.
Okay.
I've been a member of the Knights since April 2000. And I've met a lot of great brothers. And I was blessed by knowing Vic a few short years. They were great years. Went through hell with him to the very end. He died of brain cancer. And it sucked. But we got to visit the wall together. We had such a great tight brotherhood as I have with all of you. And I want to thank you all for being damn nice and loving each other. Thank you.
Sir, would you like to place his brick? Come on up and place his brick.
Bring up the rest of your brothers. Yeah, bring your other brothers. Come on, all the Merrimack guys.
Here, Merrimack, everybody.
Whoever wants to join. There you go.
We have Edward Fast Eddie McGurk, date of death January 21st, 2018, Westside chapter.
Well, yeah, before I begin, I just kind of want to take a second to thank Orlando chapter. What you got, as you said, you're the keeper of this, but you guys do a great job. And for the big as the organization is getting, to have something as special and as sacred as this, we thank you. I've been around for a while, so you could probably assume as when you have a chapter, I would guess there's probably a couple of brothers in the Orlando chapter that take the Eternal chapter and this memorial very personal. They're probably the guys that are cleaning up on a weekend, picking up weeds through here. So those brothers, thank you. It's very sacred ground. And as LT and Wimpy said, it's been a kind of a bad week. Worse than the normal week for NAM nights. We lost a couple of brothers this week. Some old, some young, some expected, some unexpected. But here's what I would offer, and I'll get on a pedestal for a second, but I promise I won't be there long, is that I would encourage you to, our time's short. Our time here is short. Our brotherhood's sacred, our family's sacred, and I probably need to heed the same stuff I'm saying right now to myself, but we could probably take our time that we're doing. I'm sorry, I'm all jacked up today. We could probably make better time of our time on earth and with our families, with our brothers, a lot better, and worry about the shit that matters. So yes, we're up here for Eddie, and Eddie was one of those brothers that I don't want to miss out on anything I want to say or highlight. So I'm going to cheat, and I'm going to look at some of my notes that I've had in the past. If you knew Eddie was a kind of like a plank holder. He was a guy that's been around for a long time. He became a patch shortly after the Westside became a chapter, and from that time he became a patch. He was an integral part of the Westside. He held all the key critical positions. He steered the Westside, the good times and the bad times. He steered the chapter in the direction that we needed to be. And as a person who hasn't always been in the Westside chapter, he steered the Westside chapter to be a phenomenal chapter. Just a great man. He was the guy that held those jobs, did those tasks that you didn't really want to do. He had those hard decisions. He had those hard talks with people when someone made a mistake or someone jacked up or someone needed guidance or they needed mentoring. Eddie did it. He was the guy that did it. When we had, every chapter has its struggles. We have our ups and downs. And we were down and we were making bad decisions or we weren't doing what we needed to be doing. It was Eddie who kind of guided us and put us back on our path to where we needed to be. And it was just his impact on our chapter. I can't even give it the due diligence that I need to give it. I can't do it. one of the biggest things that, for me, I would say a trait of Eddie was his passion. Eddie had a passion that was greater than no other person. You know, it wouldn't matter if we were at the clubhouse. We had to clean up the clubhouse, build the clubhouse, cut down trees, do a barbecue for the sheriff's office, do the pig roast. Eddie was there. He was the first one there, normally the last one to go. He was just the epitome of a servant, of a prospect, which what they do. He just did so much, and he contributed more than most. He was the first to volunteer. You know, one of the great things about Eddie was, with him being around so long, he would love to tell you the old stories. And once you heard Eddie kind of get ready to say, well, let me tell you back in the day when I was prospecting or when Judge was prospecting, and you knew you were going to be like, oh, shit, here we go. We're going to be here for about 15, 20 minutes. But it was always good to hear the great stories about Eddie. You know, he had, it was his leadership, it was his influence, it was his knowledge, his dedication, and it was his passion that he demonstrated for this organization. He had all that, and all those qualities and traits that he had impacted not just the brothers up here. So many brothers out there. He's missed. He's dearly missed. I know we haven't forgotten him. We will never forget him. We will never forget any of these 91 brothers up here. I would just say we need to continue to remind us of these brothers. Take our time and embrace our time that we have here today and every day. He, along with all of our brothers, will continue to be in our hearts. They will continue to impact us, and they will make us, the NAM Knights and this organization, continue to be the great organization that has been be and continue to be. I know there's a couple of brothers that say they want to talk. They're reluctant, so I'm going to do them a favor, and I'm going to call both of them out. So I expect to see Tut and Flip. So whichever one wants to go first.
I'm Slip from the Thunder Bay chapter, formerly a Westie. I knew Eddie. I rode with Eddie for about 2.5, 3 years before we ever hooked up with the club. When we did hook up with the club, Swirl stole some of my thunder here. Me, Eddie, and Judge were the first 3 prospects of the Westside chapter, and he's right. Eddie was a huge part of molding that chapter and building that chapter. He was a great guy. I mean, you all knew it. If he called you a friend, you were a friend for life, and he would do anything for you. If he called you a brother, he was your brother for life, and he would do anything for you, but he'd do it now. I woke up one day, walked into my garage, and my garage was full of water. And I knew what it was. My water heater had broken. So the first guy I called was Eddie. I mean, that's what he does, right? And he said, okay, I'll take care of it. This was about 8 o'clock, 8:30 in the morning. By 10:30, I had a new water heater. He had moved his crews. He'd changed appointments with clients so that he could do it himself. That's the kind of brother that he was. I worked a job for 35 years where I had to go in really early every morning, and I would get off about noon, 12:30, 1 o'clock. And I'd be driving home, listening to the radio, phone would ring. It's Eddie. How you doing, man? I'm okay. Haven't seen you for a few days, haven't talked to you for a few days. Just wanted to know how you were. You okay? Everything okay? Yeah, bro, things fine. Hang up. Who does that? My family won't do that, you know? But Eddie would do that. I would be sitting at home, and I'd hear a knock on the door. It'd be Eddie. Go to the door, he'd come in, we'd give each other a hug. How you doing? He'd give you that stupid little laugh of his. Come on in. What are you doing? Just in the neighborhood, doing an estimate. The estimate was 5 miles away. But he came in anyway. Came over to see me anyway. Who does that? He was a great guy. I'm gonna miss those phone calls. I'm gonna miss that knock on the door.
Hello. I've been struggling with this all week. Don't really have the words that I want to be able to say what I want to say. Just gotta say what I gotta say. Eddie was my best friend. Everybody in Westside knows that. Every day, just like you, Slip. 2:30, 3 o'clock, my phone would ring. And be Eddie. Hey, what are you doing? Well, I'm still working. Well, you need to quit early. We need to go to Fox, have a couple of drinks together. Whatever else. And hang out. And we did. Every day for almost 10 years. And Eddie was my best friend. And like Slip said, he was a great guy. He'd do anything for you. He'd give you the shirt off his back if you needed him. If you needed anything, anybody in the club needed anything, he was one of the first people you could call because he'd be there and he'd do whatever you needed. He's deeply missed by me, and I know by many people. So I guess I'm just going to end it with, right on, brother, till I see you again. Because he's still up there looking over all of us. And that's what he does. That's what he's always done.
Anybody else?